Hormones after pregnancy can often feel like the tide of an ocean. Each day there are waves of high highs and low lows, but the truth is, it doesn't have to be negative or a difficult experience. Instead, there are several things that you can do to release oxytocin and endorphins in your body and brain to improve digestion and find mental clarity, even during this major bodily shift. Before we get too far into healing your body and hormones, I want to give you a free resource to help you, so click the link below before we dive in. Nursing can be a really powerful way of releasing oxytocin, otherwise known as the love hormone. Now, nursing seems like a very natural thing, but it can be very difficult. It's like a dance that you have to learn to partner with your baby. So, I have friends that they weren't able to create a good latch and make it a success. And if the baby's not latching well, then you're not going to continue to produce more and more milk. Now, I didn't have a good latch with my baby, but because I couldn't birth them vaginally at home, I felt like I will nurse these children if it's the last thing I do. So at the hospital, there are lactation consultants. It's free, it's part of your coverage with them. I went and saw these ladies like 3 days a week. I continued asking so many questions, and they were able to help me encourage the baby and relax into what became a very uncomfortable little bite, if you will. But over time, it got easier. The baby and I bonded, and nursing is so incredible because it can really help the uterus to contract and your belly becomes smaller faster. It also burns tons of calories. You can ask any nursing mom, they're gonna drop a lot of weight as a result. It's gonna melt the baby fat off. And let's say you can't nurse the child. You tried, you go to the lactation consultants, but you just can't make it work. Hey, it's not for everyone. And don't feel guilt or shame about it. I personally had all of this weirdness over the fact that I couldn't birth them, that I was just hell-bent on nursing them. But just holding the baby will obviously bond you to them, and also that skin to skin also releases the oxytocin. It's such a powerful, intoxicating hormone. You want as much of that as possible during this hormonal shift. I found that nursing really helped me drop the baby weight a lot faster, and walking with the child in a stroller. I had 2 C-sections, so with the first child I wasn't able to go out and walk for 6 weeks. It seemed like eternity. I've never been without that much physical movement my whole life. I had a really difficult delivery, and so there was just a lot of swelling and a lot of pain, and it took a while for me to be able to recover. Second time around, I was able to be out 3 weeks after the delivery. So walking with a stroller was my favorite way to get out of the house, feel the fresh air on my face, also get serotonin, endorphins from the exercise. Totally shifts your brain and your mindset. The endorphins are these feel-good hormones, and they give you energy too, and the clarity that I mentioned. It tremendously helps you with your mood. So I know it's hard when you have a new baby and you've got spit up on your shoulder and you haven't even showered, but if you could get yourself outside, walk around, feel the wind on your face, I promise you, your whole attitude is going to change and you're going to want to do it again the next day. It also improves digestion. Many of you are going to know that when you have, you're nursing this child and you've got all this shifting happening in your hormones, your digestion can start to lag, and you can maybe start having some different constipation or different issues, especially if you're taking pain medication after a C-section. Very constipating. Lots of water and the movement is going to help tremendously with digestion. Mentally, exercise was so important for me as well. Just getting out and moving around is tremendous for us. You wouldn't believe the difference. But also, please do not feel shame in asking for help. It's so important that you vocalize your needs. You don't have to feel obligated that you have to be the baby's everything. If you have a mother-in-law or your mom or a sister or a friend, someone to come over and help you. My experience with my first baby and the second baby, they were so different. Second baby had a lot more needs and cried a lot easier, did not nap as long. I was able to nap with baby number 1 and relax, and By the time you add a second child, no one's napping, someone's always up, and that's where you have to really start to speak your truth. You need to ask. Do not feel embarrassed or bad about asking for help, because you know what? If you fill your cup, you're going to be that much better for the household, for the baby, for your spouse. So ask your family or your spouse to help you out. Give yourself time to take a shower or to take a nap or just to go into that laundry room, shut the door, and take a big, deep breath alone. There's no shame in needing some time for you, because you know what? There was a you before these children. I even tell mine that today. You know what? I was just me before you came, so mama needs a moment. Also, joining a mommy group, super powerful. I did this with both of my kids. Through the hospital, you can get connected. There's going to be other women in your age group, in your same situation. Remember, you are not alone. Pregnancy and birthing and new babies, you can sometimes feel so isolated, and it can just really, all your hormones and your thoughts, you just start to really come inward, and maybe you put on this weight or you've got this big incision and you're like feeling really isolated and separate from other people, and it doesn't have to be that way. Even if you have to get your mother-in-law or your mom to drive you to the group, do it. You get there, you start to talk with others. Community is so comforting. You start to realize, you know what? I'm not in this alone. Or she's got even more colicky of a baby than me. You start to go more into gratitude and realize, you know what? I've got it good. This is fine. This is just a moment in time. It's just a phase. You can get through this. The most important thing you can do is to prioritize yourself, to love yourself, to allow your body the freedom to realign over your postpartum time. Click the link below to download my free resource and learn the best ways to align your body, mind, and spirit. Feel free to click like or comment below and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have a lot more videos to share with you.